The boys are back in town, and that is Home Team Sports 2.0. I'm Al. That's Chris. That's Adrian. And in case you guys don't have never saw an episode of this, there are back episodes on the Around the Turnbuckle homepage. There's also a Home Team Sports group that you can feel free to peruse and join, and also share sports news as it comes on, breaking news, stuff that we might not have caught, or other things that happen that we would like to talk about, ideas for future shows.
That too.
All that stuff is on the plate, man. And a big shout out to any former team member. That'd be Cousin Phil and Anthony Joseph and Heel Turn Harry, who was supposed to be here. And anybody else that was ever on Home Team Sports, you guys are always welcome. The door is open to come talk sports with us on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, and we're going to talk some sports.
I do want to say have a field.
We have a few topics, but the big news this week, I thought, and I mean, we're going to talk about a few things, but I think the biggest news was that I could not believe my eyes. I had to double check this about 3 or 4 times to see if this was true, that the Los Angeles Dodgers took what many people call the biggest, I don't want to say the Babe Ruth, right? The current Babe Ruth guy, because
the premier free agent, we'll say the premier.
Yeah, there you go. The biggest free agent signing in the history of Major League Baseball, because this guy puts asses in the seats. The guy is a pitcher extraordinaire. The guy is a hitter extraordinaire. There hasn't been a player like him since Babe Ruth was pitching and hitting and all that stuff. So, because either nowadays in today's MLB, you have one guy who can throw the ball 100 miles an hour and strike people out, and you got the other guy who can hit 40, 50 home runs a year. You don't have a guy that can do both.
Except for Ohtani.
And Ohtani gets $700 million, but he deferred 90% of that for 20 years from now. So he's going to be getting paid like $2 million a year, so that the Dodgers have cap space to buy other players to win some championships in this 10-year window they signed him for.
You understand that is like a mega smart move on his part, because let's just say he blows his knee and his shoulders out and he is done with baseball. They're going to be paying him for the rest of his life. It's like you're going to feel like, we got to pay Ohtani this week. He's going to be like the bill collector. Just let's say they laid on the pavement. He going to show up.
It's like Disney and Eddie Murphy. Disney's going to pay Eddie Murphy for the rest of his life too.
The Bobby Bonilla contract, you'll be paying him for 35 years.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What does it do to Major League Baseball as a whole, and what does it do to the Dodgers?
Chris. Chris. Go ahead.
Well, I believe the Dodgers also have another huge guy there that they're paying $360 million for as well.
I'm sorry.
Where are these teams getting all this money? This is pure insane money. That's $700 million can buy you every position player on the field, and 3 or 4 of them could be all-stars.
Yeah,
for the Oakland A's.
Well, yeah, it can buy you the Oakland A's for real. They can buy you the Oakland A's, and you can't say they the Cleveland, whatever the hell they want to call themselves. You can buy that whole team for $700 million.
Yeah, they're still the Indians to me, but
yeah, exactly. Oh, you can't. Well, can we say Indians? Can I? Yeah, yes, the Indians. We gonna go with
Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they want to call themselves.
But for $700 million, is he gonna get you the title you think you're going to get with him? He couldn't do it with the Angels, and you had
in the 10-year window. I mean, deferring the money so that they can buy other guys around him, another star pitcher.
There's no guarantee he's going to throw again either. After his surgery and everything, he might not pitch again.
So you got to look at it like this too. Who did he have besides Mike Trout on that team?
Yeah.
Who does he have with him with the Dodgers?
The Dodgers are contenders every year. Without him, the Dodgers were contenders last year.
Yeah. So like he has more help. Like to me, it's kind of like I would say like the Yankees did back in the early 2000s, like buying championships. They just bought like a big chance at a championship because this kid's he's a phenom. He's an absolute phenom, and they have like great support behind him. They have like he does not have to pitch his ass off. He does not have to lead the bat rotation. Like he can just you can put him number 6 and it's gone. Like yeah, it's a smart move on the Dodgers end, and I think they knew that they were going to be able to talk him into deferring a lot of this money. So like, hey, we can help build championships, and so we can just run a monopoly of World Series.
I don't believe that. The Yankees tried that. The Yankees signed all these guys to huge contracts with Stanton and Judge and all these. When's the last time they won a championship?
Well, now they
were
got
all
Soto.
when they was doing that. So it was all like 145 trying to win championships.
They need pitchers.
Yeah,
they haven't figured that out yet. They signed all these guys to big contracts. They need pitchers. They got one guy. You know what I'm saying? One big mega starter, one Cy Young type starter.
Mario Rivera.
No, he's gone.
Oh shit, never mind.
And that's when they won championships too. They had great management. They had one of the best closers of all time in Mo Rivera. Murderers Row 2.0 they had there for a while.
Yeah.
And it's been gone. And the teams like Baltimore have thrived in the process. Teams like Tampa Bay, these are smaller market teams because they're worried more about
teams that are paying smaller contracts and the players are playing as a team.
Right.
Rather than paying one guy so much money and him not being able to perform.
There's something to be said about not having like $600 million guys with egos, and not working together as a team. That's what I was worried about with the Phillies, bringing all these guys in, bringing Trey Turner in, bringing, Bryce Harper in, bringing this guy, bringing that guy. But they are against the norm playing like a team every year kind of thing. That's why they've been past couple years right up in the conversation.
Right. And you got to look at those small market teams. They don't have a choice but to try to play as a team because you got to think your record, like at the end of the year and how you played, that's advertisement for any free agent coming out. Like, oh, I would love to play with these guys because they seem harmonious. I would love to play with these guys because, they seem like they got their act together. Nobody wants to play for a team that's in shambles. You think people are lining up to play for the fucking Oakland A's? No.
I'm surprised they haven't been sold or something. I mean, they've been so terrible for so long.
You couldn't sell the Oakland A's for a Tim Tebow jersey. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could not sell them.
I thought, didn't there get some news that they were sold, that they're going to Vegas?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, why not?
I believe the Oakland A's were sold.
To the owner of the Raiders? Because if he's bringing them in, that'd be great.
I thought it was a couple months ago it came out.
That's right. The guy who owns the Raiders bought the fucking Oakland A's too, so I guess they all gonna be playing in that giant glass.
You build a stadium right next door to the Death Star.
Let me tell you something. From experience, that shit don't work because there's a stadium in Cincinnati where the Bengals play, and then right across the street, like literally right across the street, you got the Cincinnati Red Stadium. So just imagine a stray ball goes flying during football practice, and boom, you got another Joe Burrow injury. So yeah, we need to make sure that don't happen.
How you doing, Big Dave? Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate that. All right, so Ohtani to the Dodgers. Does that equal one last thing? Does that equal Dodgers? Make them the forefront for the World Series next year.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it definitely does. But you're talking about Mike Trout's contract to what this is $700 million. That's about $270 million more than what Mike Trout got for the same amount of years.
Jason,
how you doing, Jason?
Look, but would you say Ohtani's worth that though? Is Ohtani worth $700 million? If you were building a team, you don't think Ohtani's
like
worth
Patrick Mahomes for the NFL, who only got $340 million.
I think that's a high number, man. Is that the biggest contract in the history of baseball? Because I'm not sure.
Biggest contract in the history of any sport.
Yeah.
But
he's a once in a lifetime attraction, man. He's going to put asses in the seats not only in Dodger Stadium, but also as he travels around the National League this year. So you bet your ass if when the Dodgers come into Philly, I'm gonna head on down and check them out.
Yeah,
Right.
with jersey sales alone, he's going to make the money. That's why the
Exactly.
Yankees are looking to sign that other kid from Japan to come over for like 300 million. That's what they're
You talking about
offering
the
him.
pitcher?
300
Jason, is
million.
Otani still injured, guys? Like I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Is he?
he's still like he's
Yeah, he.
recovering from surgery. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's recovering from surgery.
Well,
Yeah,
he'll be
surgery
back by April,
early.
no?
Oh, he should be. He
All
should
right.
be. He should be
If
He may
like
not
not
he
be
should be
May,
back.
pitching,
June.
but he'll definitely be ready to bat. I don't know
Yeah,
about pitching yet, though.
which is insane.
So, Mr. Shango, you know a bit about this. So Draymond Green is so he was suspended indefinitely. Golden State Warrior.
Yeah,
Can you tell us like why and what's going on there?
because Draymond Green forgets that he plays in the NBA. Draymond Green is an MMA fighter who plays basketball. That is just the best way to put it. Draymond Green has stepped on people. He in the last suspension he choked somebody out. Did you see the clip where he was like, "Oh, I was going for a rebound." You had him in a sleeper hold. The dude was tapping.
Yep.
The ref came out and said the match was over. Like you had him like this. Like I don't have him. I don't have him. I let go. And then like the craziest thing about it, so him and Jurkic was going at it. The Jurkic, one of the forwards for the Suns, had him by the waist, and he said, "I was just swinging around to get the call. You swung around and clocked this man. Open hand.
Yep.
You bitch slapped him. You
Open
open hand
hand.
bitch slapped the man on national television, and you heard him go when he hit the ground. Like that's an assault. Like Draymond Green is a fucking fighter who plays basketball, and so the suspension came down. I think it was today or yesterday, where he is suspended indefinitely. They don't know how long, whether it's a 10-game suspension or a 20-game suspension, but you got to think for a team that thought they were going to be on another run again, this hurts them. This kills him because he's the defensive centerpiece. Draymond Green is the guy who does all the dirty work. And it's starting to show more and more that like the dude's kind of a dirty player. You stepped on one guy, you're choking out another guy. You damn near beat up your teammate in practice who's no longer there. Like you haul off and punch Jordan Poole, and they trade Jordan Poole. I think Golden State's in shambles, if you ask my opinion.
Chris, you got an opinion on this?
Yeah, that was easily a backhand. He swung around once and he backhanded him. I mean that was blatant.
Yeah.
I mean the choke was blatant, but
yeah,
this is not like the Pistons back in the day where Charles Oakley and all these other guys got away with all this stuff. Now he is on point where he is targeted. He's watched every time he goes up and down the court.
Yeah.
So whether he steps on somebody or he hit LeBron in
yeah,
can't say it, but he hit him there last year. I mean, he's just. I think when he finds somebody that he can't defend well or somebody that talks a certain way to him, it gets into his head.
Yeah.
And then he just goes into a different person.
I think I think he goes after softer players is what I think. Like in all honesty, like look at everybody. Like LeBron was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
LeBron's not a fighter. Like LeBron's not a fighter. Like everybody who's like who would say something. Reese Haskins. Is there?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Finish your statement. I'll address that comment.
So it's like a lot of the guys that he's attacking, like he's like you said, he's targeting these guys who are who are nice guys. They don't want to cause any drama. They're like but like some like real dudes, he don't do that to. Like some guys who like, okay, fuck this being basketball. You hit me like that, I'm gonna punch you in the face. None of that ever happens. None of that ever happens. He didn't do that to Kevin Durant. And Durant's a fighter. Durant's to sit there and punch somebody in the face. He called him a bitch, and then they had to separate him. So I'm just saying he picks and chooses his targets.
So Jason, I'll answer this for you, buddy. Is there a rumor about Reese Hoskins? Yes, there is. Reese Hoskins is obviously up for grabs to the highest bidder because the Phillies, I think, are going to part ways with him. Because Bryce Harper has become their new first baseman, and when Reese comes back healthy, They don't really need him as a first baseman. He would just kind of be a DH. And I think they're going to trade him in the offseason. I really do. I think they're going to trade him while he's still worth something to an American League team, most likely, who needs a DH. I know DH is in both leagues now, but they don't want to face the guy multi times a year in the National League. I would trade him to the American League, to somebody who needs a DH, because that'll keep him healthy. Because he's a bat. He's definitely a bat. He definitely can get on base. He definitely can still do that. He can give you home runs once in a while, maybe 20, 25 home runs a year, something like that. But yeah, I predict that Rhys Hoskins will not be a Philly come spring training. That's my opinion.
Damn.
So this past week, I was rather impressed because there was an old man that led a broken down, like lost and forgotten team called the Browns to a pretty hefty victory there, because Joe Flacco and Chris, you remember this old fuck, right? I mean, you remember this guy. Joe Flacco played out of his ass this past Sunday and led his team to a victory, and the old man looked good.
He played the past 2 Sundays good.
Accurate.
Joe Flacco, if you give that boy time to pass, he can find a way to pick you apart. He's a Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting more possessions with him because you got the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
For real.
So it's not like he's getting 6 possessions a
Myles
game.
Garrett.
He's getting 10 to 12 offensive possessions a game.
Right.
I mean, the guy's impressed me. They just signed him, I guess, for the rest of the year today, which is he can get incentives to make the playoffs, which is $250,000 first round. He gets $500,000. I think he gets $2 million bonus if he makes Super Bowl.
Just keep winning, Joe.
I believe they'll make the playoffs.
I think they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be an early exit, but I think they'll be in the playoffs.
I mean, but they'll make it though. Like that's better than what they were doing with DTR. Joe Flacco, to me, I was watching the clips of that, and I was like, I just had a Sam Elliott voiceover going in my head, like Joe Flacco comes out of nowhere and throws touchdowns for the like just like the dude, and he just got this stone look on his face. He just like,
yeah. When
Joe Flacco throws a pass, the pass catches Joe Flacco. That's just how it happens.
The amazing thing was, for the first 12 weeks, he was on the couch. He wasn't on an NFL roster.
Right.
He came right off the couch and came out and just played.
Because it's Joe Flacco.
Cousin Phil's here. He said Hoskins and the Cubs. Yeah, so that's the rumor that they're talking to the Cubs to send Hoskins there. I don't want him to go there.
Why? To Chicago.
I know. I want him out of the National League. I don't want to deal with him in the National League. Because I mean, let's just say the Cubs get really, really good and they get in the playoffs, and then the Cubs are the team, and Rhys Hoskins hits a game-winning home run against Philadelphia in the first round, the wild card round or something, and I'm like, come on, man, I can't take that. I can't do it.
He's gonna stop and just look at the bench like.
My mom is here. Is it Shango, Chris? Hi, boys. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays, Mama.
Choke, sorry, yeah. I remember this whole team sports. Yeah.
We
remember it too. Yeah, home team sports is back. Thank you, cuz I appreciate, and you are welcome here anytime. You are a lot more knowledgeable, especially.
Wait, but hold up, was that who I thought it was?
Yeah, that's cousin Phil.
Well, I'll tell you something, buddy. When you was throwing footballs like that with Joe Flacco, that was the most amazing thing that ever happened. Like the stats on this kid is amazing. Yeah, that's my buddy.
Gotta love cousin Phil. He's welcome here anytime, as is the rest of them. They're all okay. So, keeping with the NFL, guys, I thought an interesting question because these are two teams now. Everybody's talking about Kansas City, right? And everybody's talking about Philadelphia, San Francisco. Everybody's talking about, in the AFC, I mean, that other team that's not Kansas City is the Ravens this year, I think. And so you got to kind of say, like, are they for real? And are the Cowboys for real? So you got to go like that. You got to say, and everybody's like, well, the Cowboys haven't played anybody. The Cowboys, and then they beat the shit out of the Eagles last week. So all I got to say is, yes, they have played people. Now, their schedule down the stretch is harder than Phillies. I get that. But we're not talking about the Eagles right now. We're talking about the Ravens and the Cowboys. So my question to you guys is, who has the better chance to go all the way to the Super Bowl? The Ravens or the Cowboys?
I would say the Ravens.
Oh, what?
I would say the Ravens.
Ravens over the Cowboys?
Yeah, they have a softer division, to be honest with you. That division's soft. Everybody in that division is soft. Just if
and
you
they can get the number one seed. They have an easier path to the number one seed than the Cowboys do.
And they're like, this is the first year the AFC has been the softest division out of the two. This is the first year that's happened. Like any other year, it is a dogfight between 3 or 4 teams. It's a dogfight between 3 or 4 teams. And this year, it's just like, when are the Ravens going to get the number one seed? When are the Ravens?
What's up? My son is here. Usually Dallas. Dak is for real.
I mean,
Dak is for real. I believe it's going to be Baltimore because I think Jackson, for the first time in the past 2 years, is going to stay healthy all the way up into the playoffs.
Yeah, Lamar hasn't had a complete season.
I mean, Dallas has impressed at home, but let's see how they do in Buffalo, where it's going to be cold, maybe some snow.
Yeah, no snow. It's going to be a decent game. They already checked on it. It's going to be the weather's.
Well, Buffalo needs that game bad.
They do.
Yeah, Buffalo needs it.
But Buffalo needs it bad. You're going to get Buffalo's best, pal.
I mean,
Buffalo's best.
Every game's Buffalo's best.
And I'm not saying Seattle doesn't. I mean, Seattle needs that game too on Monday Night Football too. So Eagles are going to get that too. So we'll see.
Yeah, and
49ers are getting the number one seed. Let me just put that out there. 49ers are getting the number one seed in the NFC.
Yeah, obviously.
But does Dallas get the 2 seed or the 5 seed? That's what you got to worry about.
It doesn't. They're still going to make the playoffs. So they're
going to be in the playoffs. But I'm saying they got to win the division to get that 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So they both got the same record down the stretch. If the Eagles win out and Cowboys lose one, then the Eagles win the division.
Right. But
or the other way around. If the Eagles lose a couple and Dallas keeps winning.
Either way, the Eagles have the easiest path to winning the division. Like, automatically easy. That was up, Shane.
But the Eagles got to play.
Have you guys discussed the best division in football, the NFC South? Doesn't the Tampa Bay Bucks lead that division with a losing record?
Yes.
Something like that? Yeah.
They're tied, but they have the tiebreaker.
I was with him, but then the head injury kicked in and he said some shit like that. Like, why? Why would you say that? Like, did you get him checked yet? I told you, I know a doctor. He
no longer lives with me, so I don't have control over his actions.
Look, just
Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-7. Falcons are 6-7. Saints are 6-7. But the Buccaneers are the current. If the playoffs were tomorrow, the Buccaneers are the current 4 seed.
Which makes no sense to me.
I know.
How are you number 4 in your work? Oh my God!
Whistle, go boys! Of course, there he is.
If we go back like 3-4 years ago, I believe the Panthers won their division at 6-10 and were the 4 seed. When you win your division, you got that home playoff game. 6-10 they were.
I hate you, Shane. I hate you real slowly. I want you to know that I hate you real slowly. Bringing it up, but 6-10. How you gonna win a division at 6-10?
I don't know.
How?
Which division?
So we all agree that the Ravens have a better chance to go all the way to the big dance than the Cowboys do.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, we lost Shanga, just like that.
Yeah.
What happened? You were out and then you were in. I don't know what happened there, man.
Somebody said sushi, and
sushi. You had to like try to spontaneously appear there.
Yeah, I was gonna choke somebody.
Which would have been some trick.
I know.
You love me, and you love. All right, guys, let's get to a really fun thing to do. The Week 15 predictions. We got Week 15. We got some big games coming up here, and we'll go one by one. We'll go around the room. We'll go clockwise. So we'll start with Chris, then Adrian, then me. And we'll start off with the Thursday night matchup tonight. The Thursday night matchup tonight, which is the Raiders hosting the Chargers in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Raiders are favored by 3. I don't know why. Something like that. But we're not really talking point spreads. We're talking straight up. So, Chris, who wins this game tonight and why? Raiders, Chargers?
Well, I think the Raiders are actually going to score some points this week, and it's not going to be a 3-0 game. I actually think that since Herbert's not playing and Keenan Allen's not playing tonight, I believe the Raiders will hold it down. The Raiders will take this game.
And you guys that are commenting here, feel free to comment Raiders or Chargers. Sean, Adrian, go ahead.
I don't think anybody's going to score. There's going to be a draw because how the hell you don't score? You have it's a 3-point game, but it's going to be 0-0 because the water boy is going to be the backup quarterback. Next question.
It's a division rivalry game, sort of. It's not as well known as other division rivalries. I'm gonna watch it a little bit. I'm excited to watch a little bit of it. They always play each other rather tough. They're both 5-8, so this game really doesn't matter. Neither one of these teams are playoff teams, but sometimes that makes for a good matchup. I'm gonna take the home team slightly, but I mean sometimes 2 bad teams, 2 wrongs make a right. It happens.
Yeah.
There's talent on both sides. You can't deny that. There's Justin Herbert. There's Allen. What?
Neither one of those guys are playing. Yeah.
Justin Herbert's not playing?
No, neither's Keenan Allen, and I believe the Raiders have like 10 people that are not playing. So it's
0-0 first draw.
So you're saying it's a preseason game basically.
Well, I think Crosby's still going to play, and
who's quarterbacking the Raiders? Is it still Carr?
No, Carr is in New Orleans.
Yeah, so it's Andy O'Connell, Gonzalez.
O'Connell is starting, I believe.
Yeah.
Who's starting?
Andy O'Connell, Gonzalez.
O'Connell.
They had Garoppolo, right?
He's hurt. Yeah.
He's hurt.
Yeah. He's trash.
These are 2 teams plagued by injuries, so I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It just happens to be, I'm gonna go with the home team slightly. I just don't know why.
First draw.
I have no reason why.
First draw of the season. Al Michaels gonna be falling asleep. Go ahead.
All right, so then come Saturday, we got some Saturday games because college football's out, so there's just some Saturday. So they do this. The NFL does this. They give you like 3 Saturday games. There's a Saturday 1:00, a Saturday 4:30, and a Saturday 8:15 game on Saturday. And it starts off with the Vikings visiting Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going with
Chris,
the Bengals.
You going with the Bengals?
Yep. I'm a believer now. They could win.
Yeah, who's that quarterback? Burrow's out, but who's the guy that's been carrying them pretty good? Not bad.
Browning, I think?
Browning from Washington. Yeah.
Browning, yeah.
Browning.
You believe in him?
He's lit it up the past 2 games. Throwing for over 300 yards, 3-4 touchdowns. I mean, you got Joe Mixon back there. You got Jamar Chase. I mean, you got the offensive weapons. T. Higgins. They're all healthy.
Yeah, T. Higgins. Don't get me started on T. Higgins. Fuck T. Higgins.
Yeah. What happened to the Vikings? I mean, I know they don't have a defense per se. But
what happened?
They got banged up too, right? I mean, they got plagued by injuries also.
Yeah, that whole team got hit by a bus or something. Because none of that makes sense. Like first we lose Justin Jefferson get hurt.
Justin Jefferson.
And then it was like, all right, well, he'll be back. As long as we got Kirk Cousins, we can make Kirk Cousins into his Achilles. Oh fuck. All right. What's that space alien guy who played for the Cardinals? Josh Dobbs. Yeah, give me Josh Dobbs. Yeah, he's an alien. I don't care what nobody.
So Jason's got the Vikings. Josh Dobbs. Yes.
You can't count out Josh Dobbs. You know what? You can count on him not having any hair to play. How about that? That man done fucked up the last 2. How you going to score 3 points against the Raiders? 3 points. You get Justin Jefferson murdered again? No. Hell no. Josh, no. I'm going with the
Bengals. So Jason's got the Vikings, but we all have the Bengals.
Yeah.
All right, Steelers
Less
at Colts. That's the 4:30 Saturday game. Steelers at Colts. Steelers. Like which Steeler team will show up? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I'm going with Garner Minshew. Even though Taylor's not back and ready, I think Zach Moss will be enough. And I think that the Colts are going to do enough to win the game.
Yeah, because let's face it, Mitch Trubisky's going to go throw a deep ball on 4th and inches. So yeah, let's definitely go with the Colts.
Both teams are 7-6. Both teams trying to get that 6th or 7th seed in the wild card standings there. So it's a big game.
Trubisky's still quarterbacking for the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
Colts. Colts.
Yeah, you know what? Tomlin doesn't have a losing season.
Not yet.
He never does.
He will this year.
It's an amazing thing.
He will this year.
But I don't know. The Bengals dropped 34 on this team last week. So
the Steelers lost 2 straight now.
That doesn't mean they're going to lose 3 straight. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on this one.
Trubisky's the quarterback.
I know he is. I know he is. Hey, Zach Wilson had a good game last week.
Yeah, he's playing for his contract for next year with a new team.
Yeah,
he might play good this week.
You can't say that Mitch Trubisky doesn't have a good game in there somewhere.
It's Mitch Trubisky. He had a good game since college.
The Saturday night game at 8:00 features the Detroit Lions, who seem to be falling lately, against the Broncos. Again, 2 teams that are clinging on to playoff hopes.
I'm just gonna say, if the Broncos pull this off, Sean Payton's the devil. Sean Payton's the devil, because you can't tell me when they first started, like they was losing all them games, and then all of a sudden him and it was like him and Russell got into a room and sat there and talked. Sean Payton's the devil. I'm telling you, Sean Payton's the devil. Because how they winning these games?
So does that mean you're picking the Lions?
No, I'm picking the Broncos.
Absolutely. Oh, you're picking the Broncos. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions. Denver has the worst defense in the NFL, especially the worst pass defense in the NFL. But so I believe St. Pierre and these guys and Laporta and them, I think they're really going to just light Denver up. I expect Denver to lose by 20.
Lions are home.
Defense is atrocious.
I think they've been falling lately, but the Lions are home. I think they right the ship and they get things going again.
Chris, you did see the game last week, right? You saw what they played last week, right? Oh, okay, so I'm just making sure that
where's their defense ranked? Last in the NFL. Broncos have the worst defense in the NFL.
You saw? Yeah. No, I'm talking about the Lions. Who did the Lions play last week?
Yeah, I mean they have every team has an off week. Look at the Eagles; they had 2 off weeks in a row.
Yeah, no.
Against 2 damn good teams.
That was a beating. It was 2 beatings in a row. You don't get beat by the Bears like that. First of all, like how the hell it's the Bears. It's the Bears. It was like everybody's practice team. Everybody.
The Bears always play the Lions tough. It's a divisional game. You throw the records out the window. Yeah, and they got their quarterback back last week. Did they not?
They did. Justin Fields,
and so it was a perfect storm for the Lions to lose that game, and they did.
Yeah, the Bears have won 2 out of the last 3. I mean, it's not like they're losing. They're 5-8. They're not bad.
Yeah, Jared Goff remembered that he couldn't play quarterback anymore. That's what happened.
We'll see this week. We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
I hope so.
So those are the Saturday games. So then on Sunday at 1:00, we got the New York Football Giants against the Saints. Tommy DeVito. I love me some Tommy DeVito, man. It's awesome. Good for him. I mean, good for him, right? I mean,
his mom's going to make him an amazing breakfast and a lunch to take there to the stadium with him, and he's going to light it up.
I love when they show the crowd and there's guys kissing each other on both cheeks, like mafia style, when Tommy DeVito scored the touchdown.
I'm going to tell you, my cousin.
Sorry about what? Jason, The Saints probably will win the game. You're probably correct. It's in
Win
New
what game?
Orleans. They're a better team.
Win what game?
Huh?
Win what game?
Against the Giants.
No.
No.
Okay. No.
I'm going. Okay. I'm going Saints there. New Orleans. Chris.
I'm going Tommy DeVito.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That guy over here, this Chris Van Person, he's a good guy. I like him. He's a good guy.
He's a good fella. He's one of us.
He's one of the good guys. I like him. We're gonna talk to Derek Carr before the game. Give him a little piece of my mind.
So
check his knees.
My son mentioned the NFC South earlier, and you got a big matchup right here. You got the Atlanta Falcons at Carolina.
I'm sorry. What? So it's Cucamonga High School versus Escambia High School. Gotcha.
I don't think you can give tickets away to that game.
Yeah, so you got
for free.
So you got one of the 3 NFC South 6 and 7 teams versus one of the worst teams in the NFL with they got 10 or 11 losses now.
Yeah. Something.
They got one win.
Yeah, they're gonna get another first round draft pick.
Right.
Yep, they playing for the first round. Just don't send CJ Stroud out there. Don't. The CJ Bryce Young, whatever the hell his name is.
Young, yeah.
Yeah, they should have got CJ Stroud. That's what they fucked
CJ
up.
Stroud has really impressed me though. If they can build around it, I think they found their guy, right? Like CJ Stroud is all season, I'm saying. Overall, all season.
He was the better quarterback out of college. Like, why would you go? Like, who? I want to know who in the front office talked them out of getting CJ Stroud. Like, who? Like, you know what? No, go with Bryce Young.
The owner did. Frank Wright wanted CJ Stroud. The owner talked him out of it and made the decision. CJ Stroud, Frank Wright wanted CJ Stroud #1 overall.
I would have quit on the spot.
Yep.
Kiss my ass. Bye.
All right, so we're all going Falcons there. Moving on the Sunday 1:00 games, Buccaneers at Packers. I mean, old rivalry. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, Tampa and Green Bay used to be in the same division years ago.
I mean, both quarterbacks.
People don't remember that, but they are an old rivalry. But in this case, Baker Mayfield, like 1 week he looks pretty good, and then the next week he looks nah. But the Packers have been playing tough all year. I mean, their record is not as good as it should be based on if you watch all their games. If you watch their games, they've not been blown out by anybody. All their games are really, really close, and then some of them they actually win. So it's a matter of like which Packer team shows up. Right? They're 6 and 7. They're mediocre, so they win some, lose some. But if you look at all their games, they're in all their games most of the time. Okay,
you know who the referee crew is gonna be? Because you know that song, "I Get a Little Help from My Friends," and then you know what I'm saying? Yeah, theme song. I get a little help from my friends. No, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Who's the referee?
1 year.
Yeah, exactly. 1 year. Mm-hmm. This is the 1 year for the Packers. They still gonna lose this damn game though.
Yeah, I got the Buccaneers. I'm going with Baker.
Yeah, you got to.
Baker keeps it rolling. I'm going Green Bay. They're home, but barely by a last-minute field goal at the end.
Okay, that's fine.
Jets at the Dolphins is next.
Talk about
it.
Will the real Zach Wilson please stand up? Please stand up.
I'm telling my mom.
Well, he hasn't played the team all year because when I went to the game up there, Tim Boyle was quarterbacking. And we were in the game other than the second half when Miami just took over.
Who ain't played the team all year? Zach Wilson? You said Zach
Well, he didn't play the last time they played Miami.
Oh,
I was at the game. I went up to the Jets-Miami game, and Tim Boyle was quarterbacking.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But, I mean, this guy's got nothing to lose. No. He's like Tommy DeVito right now. He's playing for a contract somewhere else.
Somewhere.
Hey,
so you want to be a backup somewhere, maybe even a starter somewhere?
Fresh start.
Rely on your defense, who has in the top 10 on every single category. Rely on that defense and hope they can win you the game.
Yeah, the defense keeps them in games they have all year round. This is a team that beat the Eagles, 6 or 7 weeks ago. So they can get it done when they don't turn the ball over, when they play good defense, when the score is like 19-17, blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Right.
But man, the firepower on that Dolphins team. I mean, I don't think they can keep up with
No
it.
guarantee Tyreek Hill is playing. He hasn't practiced all week with that ankle.
There's
And
other
with him
weapons on
on
that
the
team.
field, Miami doesn't play good.
So Morstead, Waddle, Arcane's hurt.
Jason's going with the Jets.
It's look, I
hope so.
feel like this is a trap game. I feel like this is a trap game.
For the Dolphins.
It's a trap game for the Dolphins because look what happened the last team they played, and they was like, "We beat y'all, wait, but y'all won."
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the Dolphins, but it's gonna be a close game.
5 years ago, I used to get excited about this next one, and now it's pure trash. And that's Kansas City gets to go to New England. We used to get excited for Mahomes versus Brady and blah blah blah, right? And now it's just basically a scrimmage for Kansas City after Patrick Mahomes throwing his helmet around because they should have beat the Buffalo Bills with the lateral play with Travis Kelce, blah blah blah. I'm sick of hearing about that, dude. The guy's foot was over.
Lost 3 out of the last 5 games.
They have.
New England just played a great game, and guess what? You're going to face a Zeke Elliott who lit it up last week against an average run defense. He's going to get me 30 points rather than 27 he got me last week. And I picked him up off the bench.
Don't you think the Chiefs have a better run defense than the team he played last week?
Yes, they do.
The Chiefs don't have that good of a run defense.
Better than the team they played last week.
I mean, they haven't impressed me all year. They should have lost to the Jets, for God's sakes.
What, the Chiefs?
Kansas City has been squeaking by. The old Kansas City would blow teams out by 2021. This is
because they had Tyreek Hill.
Doesn't have a big game.
He doesn't have a wide receiver. He does not have a. He's got Travis Kelce. That's it.
Yep.
And he's got running that Pacheco guy.
Pacheco's
he's got great running backs.
Decent,
he's got great offensive line. He does not have any primetime receiver like a Tyreek Hill that got him to the championship.
Well,
he does have a Hill, right? The other guy's named Hill, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't have
he has a Rice.
A top 5 guy in the league. He doesn't have a top 5 guy in the league.
He got a top 5 tight end. Look, the problem with Kansas City is you just hit the nail on the head. Nobody on that fucking team knows how to catch the ball other than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of drops, man.
Valdez
I was watching that game.
Where did he come from? Fucking Kadarius Toney. Where did he come from? Kadarius Toney was a first-round pick. He was a first-round pick that New York was like, that should have said something. Kadarius Toney is, I'm sorry, Kadarius Toney couldn't make my practice squad. You know what I'm saying? If I had a team and it was like, yo, you need a water boy, not you. Not you. Hell no. I'm going with I want to say Kansas City, but barely. But fucking barely. Because
I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a competitive
a better game than it should be, but Kansas City will pull it out.
Yeah, but
pull it out their ass.
Fucking, they don't have a quarterback in New England.
I just think Kansas City needs to, because if they don't get home field in the first round or throughout, they're fucked. They're going to get knocked out the first round.
Oh yeah, all the way. They're gonna get something nasty done to them.
Okay, next game up is Texans and Titans. I'm going with Houston there. What do you guys think?
I want to go with the Titans because Houston lost all their key players.
Will Taylor Swift be there?
With Houston with Dell out, I mean, granted they lost to the Jets in the rain last, because a rain game, anything can happen.
I'll be right back. I got to plug in. My PC is telling me I should plug in.
Your PC is telling you to plug in. It's because
I should plug it in.
I don't know about you. I'm feeling.
Yeah, I'm going to take Will Levis and Hopkins having another big game.
Yes, definitely.
Not only do I need it for my fantasy, but I mean, I hope it does happen.
Oh, you need it because you're talking about fantasy. No, just fantasy. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about fantasy.
I said it would help my fantasy if they did well.
Well, you don't need any more help, Chris. You don't need any more help. That's just like saying
I have to dethrone AJ. I got to find a way.
I mean, good luck with that because you would be the first. Like
I could have beat him. I could have beat him last week,
and you did
Hill
not.
Didn't play, so I lost by 8 points because Hill didn't play the whole game.
Yeah.
And these are the things that happen. And Anthony Joseph is going to be 3-time home team fantasy champ. Mark my words.
Not if I could say anything about it.
Well, you got to get by JJ first. He's no slouch.
I beat him twice already.
If he three-peats, he's
really hard to beat a team 3 times.
Hey, put it this way. I got like 4 Dallas starters and Dallas' defense. So if Dallas does good, I think I'll do all right. And
yeah, well, they're playing Buffalo and Buffalo, so good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm about to say they're playing Buffalo. I wouldn't start.
Taylor Swift. Okay, so I'm plugged in now. We're good. I'm not going to run out of power. So moving on. We have the 49ers at the Cardinals. And before you laugh at it, Adrian, this is one team that has beaten San Francisco.
Yeah.
Back when they
game.
Okay, can I say something? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Sure. Half of the team was hurt, so go ahead.
Okay. Half of the Cardinals are hurt?
Half of the 49ers were hurt when they played.
Oh, yeah. So what?
Yeah. So I'm taking
next man up.
I'm taking the 49ers cause like it's gonna be a hate crime. It's gonna be a hate crime. That is my prediction. There's gonna be a hate crime.
I'm going to take the 49ers, more than 21? I think it's going to be more competitive than anybody thinks. It's still a division game. You got Connor, you got Kyler Murray. I think they're going to put up some points on them.
I think it's going to be a hate crime. I think because the 49ers have the best defense in the NFL. I know it may not look that way statistically, but
Jason's got the upset. Cardinals. Jason's got
no. You can say Cardinals all damn day.
Kyler Murray pulling it out of his ass.
If the 49, okay, so just picture this. So let's say Dallas wins. Let's say the Eagles win and the 49ers lose to the damn Cardinals.
Yes.
The number 1 seed goes up for grabs.
Correct.
It ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
It throws a monkey wrench in the whole damn thing.
A monkey wrench, that's a rocket launcher.
49ers are not gonna lose.
No, not to the Cardinals. Come on, man. They just murdered the last 2 teams they played. How are they gonna lose? Just turn around and we don't want to play them.
I don't know.
It's the NFL. Anything can happen.
Any given Sunday. Week. Yes. I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that.
Any given ass whooping. You're right.
Okay, so that's the first of the 4 o'clock. The rest of the games we just talked about were 1 o'clock games. That's the first of the 4 o'clock games. We got also another 4 o'clock game is Commanders at Rams. I got a small request for the Commanders. Can they knock out Matthew Stafford at the very first play so we get Carson Wentz versus his old team?
Oh God. Uncle Rico is back.
Wentz, baby.
Uncle Rico.
It's Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting. That ain't gonna happen, but that'd be interesting.
Now it's lost. Now it's Los Wencesless.
Yeah, I know Matthew Stafford is half paper mache, but
I want it. Like when I saw that coming up, and Matt Stafford was hurt, and they picked up Wentz as a backup quarterback. I'm thinking, oh boy, they're playing the Commanders in a couple weeks. Could we see Wentz versus the Commanders and watch them light it up for like 300 yards? You
could, but because the Commanders don't have a defense anymore. They gave away their 2 best fucking players. How do you give Chase Young to the goddamn 49ers? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sam Howell's had a good season though. I mean, like I had him.
Season,
yeah, like fantasy wise, he's putting up a lot of points. I mean, like you said, he doesn't have a defense to help him, but they've been putting up a lot of points offensively though.
Yeah, well, Washington got rid of Chase Young because he never played. He was hurt the whole time. You paid him a ton of money. He never played.
Yeah.
Oh, he seemed to be playing quite well in San
He's
Francisco.
playing now.
Yeah, now he's healthy. Now he's playing.
Yeah, now that
then,
like, I ain't got to play for them no more. Fuck
I like
yeah.
the Rams. I like the Rams in that game. You guys?
Yeah.
no, I like the Commanders. I think
You like
Sam
the-
Howell and
Ooh.
Robinson are gonna beat them.
There
Rams.
you go.
I think
Rams.
Sam Howell's gonna have a big game.
Rams.
We'll see.
Rams.
So 425 NFL Game of the Week on Fox. Cowboys at Buffalo.
Buffalo gonna win this one.
Really?
This is a
That's from a
statement
Cowboy
game.
fan.
I'm going with the Cowboys in a statement game, and Dak throws for over 300 against that
Boys
defense.
win by 21. We're going to the big dance.
I'm a Cowboys fan, and I know we're gonna lose there. I know for a fact we're gonna lose the game. It's okay. We've
clearly based on the fact that the Cowboys are undefeated at home. All three of their losses have come on the road.
Exactly.
And there's only maybe two places harder to play than Buffalo.
Good than Buffalo, right?
There's only two maybe in the NFL that I could think of that are harder, and that'd be Arrowhead and that'd be out in Seattle. Because the talk about home field advantage. I'm just saying home field advantage.
Yeah, but which Allen's going to show up? The one that throws for 300 yards or throws for 3 interceptions?
Correct.
I believe it's the 3 interception Allen showing up.
So
let me quickly look up Buffalo's entire season, right? They they won 1, they won 2, they won 3, they won 4, they won 5. They've only lost once at home.
Okay.
They've only lost once. And that was to Denver. That was that upset in Buffalo, 24-22, a few weeks ago.
Which they shouldn't have lost.
And then the following week, they beat the Jets 32-6. And then they lost to the Eagles 37-34 in a close game, but that was in Philly. And then they beat the Chiefs 20-17. You guys saw that with the Patrick Mahomes fit at the end and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So they've only lost once at home. And it was it wasn't to a horrible team. It was to a pretty decent team. So
now, coming back.
I don't know. Dallas defense, yeah, and Mark, you're right. The Dallas defense is
top 5.
If not the best in the NFL, statistically they probably are. They're one of the top 5.
No,
top 5. They're top
5. Yeah,
top 5 for sure.
Definitely
2 weeks ago they got me -1 point, so they could have some bad games.
Yeah. So I would say, if you look at it, look at the game, look at the wins. They haven't really blown out any team that is above 500,
except Philly.
They haven't blown them out. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about Denver.
Denver. I thought you were talking about Dallas.
Yeah, Denver.
Denver,
right. And I know everybody's high on the hog with that Eagles game and stuff like that. It is very hard to play 10 games, 3 games in a span of
13 days.
13 days.
It was 3 games in 13 days. And I'm not making excuses because all the haters out there say I'm making excuses, but shit. They played not just 3, they played 3 damn good teams in that stretch.
That's
some video game. They lost 2 of those games. I mean, what do you want? What do you want?
They got beat up. I think the San
49ers had 10 days rest.
Yeah, so did the Cowboys. The
Cowboys had 10 days rest.
They were very well rested. The Eagles were still trying to figure out what the hell happened. And
Arizona beat the Cowboys. That is correct.
Yeah, Arizona.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, Arizona beat Dallas. So that should tell you something. I think Cowboys are going to be a little too high on the hog, going there and underestimate this team. I think
Buffalo needs it more.
Yeah. Because Dallas already going to the playoffs. It's just what position they're gonna be in. They're already
it's just what seed, right? They could go. They can go as high as the 1 seed, or they could drop as low as the 5 seed.
Yeah, and that's as far as they're gonna go. But they're already guaranteed a shot in the playoffs. So
Buffalo needs it. There's a lot of teams that are right there. There's 7 and 6. There's a lot of 6 and 7s. There's a lot of 8 and 5. You know what I mean?
They're at home, and Dak's going to get pressured a lot. McDermott
It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be good. It's definitely game of the week. Written all over it. All right.
Yeah, we're all going to be watching.
Yeah.
Damn right. All right. So those are the 4 o'clock games. So then we go to the 8 o'clock game, the Sunday night football game. That is the Ravens at the Jaguars. Big playoff implications for both of these teams. Ravens are trying to steal away the number 1 seed away from Kansas City's of the world. And the Jaguars are just hanging by a thread with the last few weeks. They haven't looked that good. I know Trevor Lawrence has been injured, but he did come back last week. I don't know. Like, I want to jump on the Ravens on this one and say, yeah, it's an easy win. It's the Ravens. But I don't know if the Jaguars can handle them or not. I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence on this one. Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to take Jacksonville. I think full dose of ETN. I think they're going to find a way to beat Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore has been in trouble a bunch of games this year. They had big leads and they blew them. So if it stays close, hey, anything can happen.
Yeah, Ravens have a high-powered offense.
But they blew a bunch of big leads this year.
But they don't have a defense to match it. That's why they don't scare me as like that, what you call a juggernaut. Like, you know, on the other side, you clearly, the best team in the NFC is the 49ers, in my opinion. If you look at the AFC, I don't think you have that team where you're like, they're the juggernaut.
No, you know there's only one juggernaut in the NFL right now, and that is the San Francisco 49ers.
Right. So what I'm saying is that in the AFC, it could be the Ravens, it could be the Chiefs, it could be the Jaguars. I don't know. It could be different teams. It could be. I don't know.
We were all thinking Miami up until that loss last week.
Yeah, for not that long ago, we were thinking Miami was rolling over everybody.
Yeah, and then they lost some weird games. They lost some really weird games. When they got
decent teams, though. I mean, they lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, when they got torched by the Eagles. Okay, so to me personally, I think the Eagles laid a blueprint on how to beat them and how to beat them bad. How to beat them bad.
And the 49ers and the Cowboys just showed you how to beat the Eagles, too. So my problem with the Eagles is the same as my cousin Phil. Cousin Phil's been saying all year, the offensive coordinator sucks. You have all this talent. You have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, and we don't run the ball at all. We pass. The only time we run is Jalen.
Last couple of weeks, y'all been I would say the last 5 weeks, y'all been a heavy passing team.
Heavy passing. What happened to when we were rolling? We were playing ball control. We were keeping we were running the ball a lot more. We're Swift, Gainwell, whatever, blah blah blah. A little bit of Jalen. And then at the end of the game, if it was close, we would eat the clock up like the last 5-6 minutes of the game so that the other team didn't even have a chance. And that was the formula. And then all of a sudden, we play teams like the 49ers and the Cowboys, and our game plan was to just throw the ball. Why? Because you don't – did you not know that the Cowboys have one of the best secondaries in the league? What about that – what's that, Blaine kid? He's freaking awesome.
Bland. See, the problem was the Eagles fell behind early, so you had no choice but to pass.
And they turned the ball over. Let's not forget that either.
A lot.
Where is Penny? For the Eagles, I mean, Jason. I mean, they signed him. I don't know why they haven't used him at all. But
he's number 3.
Yeah.
He is number 3 behind.
Swift had a decent season, but they're just not using him. The past, like you said, 4 or 5 weeks, they haven't been using him like they should. But so you guys got the Ravens. You both have the Ravens, or no? Chris said Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Ravens.
I'm going with the Ravens on that one.
Thank you, smart.
And then on Monday Night Football, Eagles at Seattle.
I am taking Philadelphia to bounce back game. This would be a statement game.
Philly in a field goal game. Seattle's a tough place to play.
It is.
This would be a statement game. This is going to be a statement game because there is no Geno. Yeah. There is no Geno. Yeah. No Geno.
So who's starting that game?
I don't know. I just know Geno Smith's out. That's what I heard.
He was out last week too. So Drew Lock will be quarterbacking.
Yeah,
Drew Lock.
But did you see the way they played San Francisco until he went out though?
Eagles. Yes.
It wasn't like a cakewalk. And then when he went out, it was easy pickings.
Seahawks by a touchdown. Yeah.
Okay, Mark. Okay. I like the way Mark has a lot
he's the hater in the room. You know what I mean? Even Chris, who hates the Eagles as much, is smart enough to pick that they're going to win. I think the Eagles bounce back too. I think it's like Adrian said, a statement game. And after that, if they do win that game, they got the Giants twice in Arizona. So I mean, it's looking pretty damn good.
I don't know.
Tommy DeVito will eat some. Tommy DeVito will eat some Hassan Reddick's sack, is what he'll eat.
That's what we're gonna do. They're gonna sit there.
He'll eat a sack lunch.
That's what they thought last week, and he ran for 80-some yards. Yep, pressure Tommy DeVito. See what happens.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
He's a good fellow. He's one of us. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word. We'll be here every Thursday night for Home Team Sports 2.0. Cousin Phil, AJ, we love you guys. Heel turn Harry, get your fucking gear together. And I ain't pulling no punches.
Hell no.
Good job, Alan, and guys. Love this. Besides, you don't say how the Cowboys rule enough because they don't.
As a Cowboys fan,
see what Adrian has to say next week.
Don't you put that evil out? We'll see. Yeah,
yes.
We'll see what I got.
We'll be here next week for Adrian's reaction to the Cowboys Bills game. Yeah. I'm not saying victory. I said Cowboys and Bills game. We'll have Adrian's exclusive. Like as soon as we go live, you'll see his face, and he'll either be Stephen A. Smith or it'll be Skip Bayless. Until then, you guys got anything else to say? No.
Yep. Peace out.